Biden will return to the White House late today. This is the first family reportedly is telling him to keep fighting, keep running as they huddle at Camp David, even privately criticizing top advisors as Democrats rally to the president's defense.
One debate does not define a person's record or the kind of person or the situation.
The only Democrat who's ever beaten Donald Trump is Joe Biden. He is our candidate for November, and he has the best shot to beat him.
Joe Biden's decision to go forward is a decision that we will all embrace.
What we see in all the data that has emerged since Thursday is the fundamental head-to-head hasn't shifted.
Okay. Apparently I saw a different debate. Well, now the First Lady, Jill Biden's former press secretary, is calling out some of his former White House colleagues for gaslighting. And Michael LaRosa, joins us live right now. Gaslighting, Michael?
What I was referring to was if there's data that shows that the impact had a different result than we all had, or a different impact than we all had, let us know so we can start making that case to help him, help us, help him. If in the battleground states that we saw a different, or that there was a different effect on folks there where the campaign is going to be won and lost. Let's see it. Let's show us and tell us so we can make the case for him. We want to help him.
Sure. But I tell you, Michael, we all saw the debate on Thursday night. Joe Biden was terrible.
Yeah, and that's ultimately going to be the problem. Look, we live in a visual world. It's hard to put the toothpaste back in the tube. And he had to clear one bar. They set expectations, really, and they got everything they wanted in this debate in terms of parameters. And there was so much riding on this first impression. Not a first impression, but you know what I mean. First debates are so incredibly important. He won't have probably another audience like that, and even the convention won't get them what they need.
Sure, because, Michael, a lot of people saw that and they said, I don't know if I can vote for that guy for president. But you used to work for the First Lady. You worked in the White House for 3 years, and anger is building at her. Bill Ackman, the billionaire, posted this on X yesterday. He said, I no longer blame Biden for not stepping aside. He's no longer has the mental acuity to make important judgments about himself. It is becoming increasingly clear, however, that the fault lies with First Lady Jill Biden. And, Michael, a lot of people are going, nobody knows Joe better than her, and she's protecting him to the exclusion of the United States of America.
Yeah, so a couple things to understand, and I just want to paint you a picture of what I observed and what I've seen. I'm not making an argument either way, but they don't live in each other's shadows, and if he didn't want to be president, if he didn't want to run again, she would be the first one in her car headed to the beach, and she would have no reason to ever come back to Washington, D.C. She doesn't care about politics that much. When those two make a decision, or when they support each other for either of their aspirations. When she wanted to get 3 degrees or teach as Second Lady or teach as First Lady, he didn't stand in her way. He supported her. And she has done the same with 47 years of his campaigns and debates and speeches and
So Michael, you're saying this is all Joe. She's not saying you got to stay in the arena. It's all Joe.
If he wants to be president, that family is going to have his back, and they are going to support him. And everything that you're reading makes sense. I would expect nothing less from her and from him and from the family than to support the decision that he's made.
Well, and during the commercial break, Michael and I were having a conversation. You say his reluctance to pull out, it all goes back to 1987 when he was first running for president of the United States, and his plagiarism scandal where he was repeating the words of Neil Kinnock, a UK politician. He had to drop out. He doesn't ever want to drop out again, right?
Well, I think it was a learning experience. Remember, he was sort of this golden child from Delaware. He was beloved. People had been pushing them to run for president for over a decade. They had been married just for a decade by that point. And it was really It was a very scarring experience. She had never seen his integrity or his strength questioned like that before. They had never seen the press come after them,
Right.
at least in their view, the way they had back then. And when they were forced out, it was devastating. And so I don't think that they were ever going to let polls and pundits and the press sort of ever force them out again. And I think that's what you're seeing.
Very good. Nobody knows him better than you do. Michael, thank you very much for